Whoopee! We're so glad you're back!
Yeah, well, forgiveness and all that.
That's the spirit.
Whatever. What do you got for me?
Oh, not to worry. I'll just take a script from the...
Whoa, hey, I'm not falling for that again. Last time you gave me a script from the doesn't seem so bad pile, and it didn't seem so bad, but it turns out it was real bad.
Whoopee! Not to worry. This time we're taking a script from the Scripts for Big Stars pile. You can see the sign right here.
All right, let me hear it.
Okay, this one was for Mel Gibson. It's a musical about a slave master.
No, let me stop you right there. I can't sing.
Okay, this one was for Robin Williams.
No, just give me the pile. I don't want to hear you talk anymore.
Okay, here.
Crazy white boy coming in. Let me see what this is. This one. I'll do this one.
Great, it's set.
Wait a minute. This isn't the Scripts for Big Stars pile. It's the Scripts for Big Stars that they turned down because they were bad pile.
Too late, I already confirmed it.
Damn it! You did it to me again. Now I have to star in the film Eddie.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast to be given power on a whim, and then everyone's surprised when we do a poor job and ask the question, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-host, Jay Delta. How are you, sir?
What's up?
I didn't ask that.
Why?
I specifically asked you. Whatever. Okay, fine. So we watched Eddie, the 1996 comedy sports film about a New York City limo driver who is made coach of the NBA New York Knicks as a publicity stunt.
Well, first she's a limo dispatcher, and then they demote her to limo driver.
To be fair, that is not an official synopsis of the film. There was no official synopsis. I had to write one, and that was the best I could do. The official synopsis was a 2-paragraph long explanation of the entire plot.
Just here's everything that happens.
Yeah,
don't bother.
All the twists and turns and some of the jokes too. And
what jokes?
Oh, you didn't get all the jokes? Maybe they were lost in translation. No, they weren't. So Bulgaria, Serbia, and Russia called this film Eddie, but they spelt it wrong. Bulgaria and Serbia called it E-D-I, Eddie, and Russia called it E-D-D-Y, Eddie. Mexico called it Eddie, my new coach. Italy called it Eddie, a coach out of my head, which is probably a crazy coach.
Yeah.
Sweden called it Eddie, a worth to coach, which is probably a worthy coach.
Probably.
Greece called it Eddie, the legend of the NBA, legend being in quotations like it's a joke. And finally, Finland called the film Eddie, mother of all kittens. But that's not right.
No,
and according to Dr. Christopher Spar, doctor of podcast translations from the unaccredited school of Schwarpstein's Magical Learning Adventure Jr., 222 woo! The film is called Eddie, mother of all coaches.
Well, maybe they just don't have basketball or coaches in Finland.
I could be. I was thinking that maybe they're like really lenient with their definitions, and they're like, well, basketball players, they're black, hip cats, mother of all the cats.
I was thinking, well, cats jump, basketball players jump.
As we all know, the cats, they play the baskets. The worst band in the world. Just cats playing baskets. Meow. They're all wicker.
Yeah.
All the baskets are wicker.
And really, they're just kind of playing in the baskets.
It's adorable. Sells out MSG every time. Would you like to do the budget, Mr. Delta?
Yeah, sure. I will do the budget.
The
because,
money.
Yeah, nobody else named Money is here to do the money thing. Yeah, so the budget was,
your jacket's green. That counts.
Yeah, all right, yeah. The budget, a whopping holy fuck $30 million.
I mean, there was a lot of actual NBA players in the film, so.
Well, Yeah, but this is one of those movies where it's like, okay, they definitely film most of this like before and after or during actual NBA games where there were people in the bleachers, right? They're not just going to pay all these extras. No, it's like, hey, guys, we're filming it. So where does all that money go? Because they don't have to, like, specifically go and...
Maybe it was to the NBA itself.
Maybe. Like, it's just all licensing fees.
Yeah. That could be it.
You want to burn the actual Walt Frazier jersey? You got to buy it.
No, we're not going to allow you to make a replica. We don't allow replicas to be made. No.
Yeah. Budget of $30 million. Domestically, it pulled in $31.3 million. Actually made back its budget. Internationally, only did $5.7 million.
Yeah,
Not a surprise,
no.
because, it's basketball.
No, yeah.
And then, total of $37 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. Considering how absolutely... You watched the film, I watched the film.
Yeah.
It's as a film, it's not very good. There's a lot of story missing in this film.
There's a lot of basketball in it.
So it's amazing to me that this is like the 7th highest grossing basketball film ever.
Oh.
You have number 1, Space Jam,
Obviously,
of course.
Yep.
Right? Number 2, again, obviously,
Oh,
White
yeah.
Men Can't Jump.
Perfect sense.
Phenomenal. Number 3, I apparently don't watch basketball films because Coach Carter's number 3.
I think that's with Sam Jackson.
I guess.
Or Denzel Washington.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just saying, it's one of the, like, I can picture either one of them being the coach.
Okay.
It's not, obviously, they look distinct enough. It's one of those.
So, number 4 was Like Mike.
All right.
That was like a little Bow Wow, I think. Or whoever it was.
I know it's not Aaron Carter, because that was the Shaq.
That's the white kid, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Shaq music
No,
video.
I'm pretty sure it was with Little Bow Wow and the kid from Jerry Maguire.
Yes, the sick kid.
Yeah. He's not always sick.
No, he plays a really good sick kid.
Yeah. I don't know what disease he has, but man, does he have it. He's got it real good.
Oh, brother, you are selling that disease.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5th we have is Glory Road.
Never heard of it.
No, I don't know what that is either. 6th is Semi-Pro. That's the Will Ferrell movie.
Will Ferrell.
7th, Eddie.
Okay.
8th is Hoosiers. That's like the only other basketball film that I've heard of.
Yeah. I just know that Gene Hackman's in it.
I just heard of it. 9th is Love and Basketball. And 10th is the only one I've seen, Air Bud. Oh, I've seen Space Jam and White Man Can't Jump, but the only other one. Air Bud is the 10th highest grossing basketball film.
Oh, the original Air Bud was basketball.
Yeah.
Well, I did, like,
at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, wait, wasn't that football? Oh, no, that was basketball. Wait a minute, he's done it all. Oh, that dog can do everything.
At this point, you should be like, wait, Air Bud? Isn't he like 9 dogs?
Yeah.
Because I think it's the puppies now, or I don't know.
It's like Air Buddies, and then they did like Snow Buddies, and Disney knows how to milk a franchise.
Well,
I mean,
Star Wars.
Yeah, Han Solo live in theaters this May.
This every month from now until we die.
Yeah, deal with it.
All right, so let's do our favorite hour.
The best hour?
The best hour! Did that backwards. The Troy McClure hour. Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such sports-related movies as I Put It in the Hole, but Not Hers, The Defense Trial, or Who Do You Think You Are? Who do you think I am? Where are we right now? The Story of Concussions.
That's the, is that the prequel or the sequel to the one with Will Smith? Where you tell the truth.
I can't remember. So, yeah, we will not be talking about Whoopi Goldberg or Dennis Farina or, Dave Lasagna.
I know Donald Trump was listed pretty highly on IMDb.
Was he?
Yeah, he's like, he got like second bill. Like when you search, it's like, oh, it's Whoopi Goldberg and Donald Trump.
In it for like 4 seconds.
Yeah, and he shows up and I go, wow, he has not changed. Like,
No.
they cast him as douchebag Donald Trump, and he's like, yeah, no, that's me.
He showed up for 4 seconds, took credit for everything, and then left.
Yeah, sounds
Accurate. Or not accurate at all.
yes.
Because we don't take sides.
Yeah, we don't.
So Richard Jenkins plays assistant coach Zimmer. You'll recognize him as Dr. Robert Dobek, or the stepdad in Step Brothers.
Oh, that was him.
That was him.
Yeah.
He was the stepdad, like the dad or the stepdad.
He owned the boat, which later...
He was the boat owner, yes. He was also in There's Something About Mary, Eat, Pray, Love, and Cabin in the Woods. So Lisa Ann Walter plays Claudine.
I don't even know who that is. Is that her friend?
I'm pretty sure that's her friend.
Wow.
Yeah. You'll recognize her from the 1998 Parent Trap, Bruce Almighty, and Drill Bit Taylor. She was in those things.
Okay.
John Sally plays Nate Wilson. That's old Nate, the basketball. Oh, I'm too old to play old Nate.
I'm getting too old to play this shit.
Yeah, you'll recognize him as Fletcher, a.k.a. the giant hacker from Bad Boys 1 and 2. You remember Bad Boys and they're like, we need to hack, and there's that giant nerd hacker who's like...
Yes, he has the glasses.
He towers over Martin Lawrence. Yeah, that's
okay.
him. Yeah.
Got it.
He was also in Mr. 3000, Black Dynamite, and Confessions of a Shopaholic. Last person I will mention is Rick Fox, who plays Terry Hastings. He was in Blue Chips, He Got Game, Oz, and Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no.
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com.
Yo, the only thing worse than Disney is sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like, the Sci-Fi Channel will just milk a franchise to death, somehow more than Disney does. Like, Disney, they're going to drive it into the ground.
At least Disney puts out occasional quality. Like...
Yeah, like, sometimes they okay, well, you're going to enjoy this one, or it's going to hit close to home or bring up nostalgia. Sci-fi is like, look at these bad special effects. Oh, 6 people watch that movie? We could double that with the next one, Sharknado 6.
6 people. Pay what, like $10 each? That's $60, bro. That's pizza. Let's make a movie.
Well, no, they didn't pay separate. They just had cable and Sci-Fi's on it.
We're already making it.
Yeah, it's too late.
We're already on 5. All right. So speaking of doing it, you want to start the film?
Yeah.
It's not. There's no way this could be a long film.
No, yeah.
There's no way.
This movie is about 80% basketball.
So the film opens with shots of 90s nighttime New York City skyline leading us to Times Square as credits roll. We see shots of limo drivers listening to the Knicks game on their dispatch radio. The boss enters the dispatch office, unplugs the game, and threatens Eddie with her job. If you don't get back to work, I'm going to take your job away. She's like, don't mess with my game, and locks him out of the office. So he's like, that's it, you're driving tomorrow.
I don't understand this. Why is she calling the game?
I don't...
On the she's watching TV, calling the game, so you hear the actual announcer calling the game. Like, you hear... No, wait a minute. I don't even think it's Marv Albert that you hear. I think you hear, like, the WFAN announcer calling the game, and then her calling it on top of that. I'm pretty sure.
She's watching TV, listening to the radio, and then commenting on both of those things at the same time.
She's definitely not the only announcer.
Yeah,
calling
without a doubt, because she at the way it begins, it makes it seem like maybe she's also an announcer.
Yeah,
but it turns out no, she's just commenting on that shit. Yeah, the whole thing doesn't make any sense already. So yeah, she's got to drive a limo tomorrow. We get a cameo from Asif Manvi. I don't know if you noticed him.
That's who that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was on The Daily Show.
Yeah.
Probably. He has to have done something else with his career since then.
I would hope. Please.
He does plays. I've seen his picture where I work. Like he's been in a play or something. He directed a play or.
Don't you do like a lot of college plays? Like they're just college students like recruiting him. Poor Asif.
Anyway, we go to Eddie's apartment. Oh no, wait. We go. You're driving tomorrow, so we go to tomorrow. She's listening to sports radio again. She picks up her client. Her client calls her hun. Don't call me hun. Shortly after, Eddie's listening to ESPN radio, and she calls in to talk to the new owner of the New York Knicks, and he calls Eddie hun. What?
Whoa! The guy back there is the same one on his phone.
Crazy.
Yep.
Jump to Eddie's apartment, we see her home life. Shitty friend, shitty apartment. She likes basketball.
Dude, I don't know. That was a pretty fucking big New York City.
Actually, yeah, not a shitty apartment. Yeah. Shittily, like, decorated, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Because it looked like everything was, like, from the 80s, and she's in the 90s, and then she took dust from the 70s and dumped it on top of that.
All right.
Like, it looked old.
It's an old, unkempt apartment.
Yeah.
Clearly, those aren't her priorities. But how does she afford that apartment?
Dude, well, I think we kind of learned that later on. Because way later on, we learned that she had a husband.
Oh,
and he died. And he was a cop. So cop pension.
Oh, really? I knew she had a husband. I didn't realize that he was a cop and died.
They never say it.
Oh.
They show you it in pictures and in video.
Oh, just going on in the background.
There's one scene where she goes, "Oh, I've been in the Knicks. I met my husband here." Never mentioned again.
Yeah.
Way at the end when she goes home and watches the old home videos.
Yeah.
You're supposed to understand that cop in the video is her husband, and then you're supposed to read all of the pictures on her mantle that says he died. Although the first one says he's dead.
Yeah.
All the ones after that make it like. The left is the worst thing that happened, and towards the right is the best thing that happened. So we start off when he's dead, and then it seems like everything gets better. He dies, then he stops some crimes, then they go to Knicks games, and they get married.
Oh, well.
Oh, okay, everything's fine then.
I mean, I guess it depends, like, which way you're walking in the room.
Every time she walks into the room, she goes, "Yes! Oh.
Oh, yeah, you gotta set that up, because, like, you come home from work, and it's like, oh, it's been a rough day. Oh, yeah, Gary's dead. But hey, we met at yeah, okay, all right. But then that means when you're leaving to go to work, you're like, oh, our wedding, that was great. And that time he busted, oh yeah, he's dead.
Well, let's go to work.
Yeah.
Now. I think it's positive on the way out. That's why the apartment is so messed up. She comes in, sees it. All right, he's dead. I'm just gonna sit home and not do anything.
Yeah, that's why she always wants to be outside and at the Knicks game.
Okay. Good.
Armchair psychology.
Woo! I mean, this whole film, that was the only mystery. So
that cop pension.
Yeah, the cop pension is how she affords that. We go to MSG because they're basketball. She loves basketball. Her friend's a slut. And we go backstage, or whatever it is sports people call backstage. That's not the locker room.
Yeah. Well, it's not a stage.
The hallway?
Yeah.
Then we go to a hallway. The Knicks coach meets the new owner. They do not get along. Later, the new owner, Wild Bill Burgess, comes out on a horse and sneakers, and he accidentally, with fireworks, sets Walt Clyde's Frazier jersey on fire. Bill ignores it, and the crowd cheers.
Yeah.
Play ball.
And, look, I mean, let's be real. If he always rides that horse out on sneakers, there's going to be a point where the horse slips.
Well,
breaks a leg.
I don't think they were real sneakers. I think they just had, like, fake things tied to the hose.
All right.
Either way, that's not good for the floor, I don't think.
No, I'm sure the guys who buff it don't mind, right?
What about the game they're going to play seconds after with huge horse hoof dents in the ground? Also, the poop. The horse definitely pooped. That's all horses do. So, yeah. Later, Bill watches the game from his owner's box, and he can hear Eddie jeering. He's like, I'll put her on the honorary coach list. Which means if she makes a free throw at halftime, she gets to be the coach for the second half, but not really.
Like the honorary coach.
Yeah.
She doesn't actually get to do anything, because...
You just get better seats, basically.
Yeah. But, I mean... At this point, it's just to fuck with the actual coach, Dennis Farina.
Yeah. He shouldn't have a real reason to yet, but yeah, that's 100% what it's for.
Like, he just met his head coach, and he's already like, fuck you.
Fuck that guy, yeah. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, the first two missed their shot, Eddie gets it in, and that's it. Oh, she's gonna be the new coach for the second half, yay!
Yeah.
Eddie tries to actually coach, but nobody listens to her because she's not a coach.
No.
And it doesn't matter. And then she steps over a literal line, like the foul or whatever. I don't know what the lines are called, but she steps over an actual line, gets kicked out. See ya. We jump to a kid's basketball game. She's the coach for youth. A mother comes up and goes, "Why'd you bench my son?" And he goes, "Why is your son not good at English?" And she's like, that's the truth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good question. But not for me. I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
Blame the schools.
It's gotta be the schools. So we go to Wild Bill's office, and the coach says that I'm gonna walk if you try anything like that again, like you did with Eddie, and it'll cost you money. And Bill's like, so I wonder how I can get him to quit.
But how would it cost him money if he quits?
I don't know. Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Because the owner's talking it over, and he's like, oh, if I fire him, the guy's like, oh, but then you got to pay him out his 1 point whatever million over the next however many years.
Yeah.
Okay, but if he quits, like...
Yeah,
Well, you got to pay him, like, his sick leave that he earned?
I didn't first off, his threat, Coach Dennis Farina's threat was, do that again and it will cost you money, presumably through having to pay his contract or what? Forcing the Knicks to lose the season? What was the threat there?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, so we'll just make him quit, which is seemingly what he threatened to begin with.
Yes.
So, whatever. It doesn't matter. Next scene, Cavs versus Knicks. Wild Bill calls down Eddie again, so Coach quits.
Yep.
That was quick. It's over. Eddie's the new head coach for tonight, and Wild Bill threatens to fire any player who doesn't play for her. Eddie swoons and gushes over every player this one. She's like, I met my husband up over there. I love you, Knicks, ever since even when he was in the hospital. He loved the Knicks. We watched them all the time.
Oh.
Boom, boom, boom. Husband's dead. Next scene.
Well, yeah. I mean, was that what it was? Like, bang, bang, bang? The husband's dead?
They never really say, but he's a cop, so yeah.
Yeah. 90s New York. Dirty cop.
Yeah.
Slinging drugs on the side.
It was, to be fair, it was probably Ice-T himself. That's how he filmed his song, and then that one died.
Yeah.
That's just part of it. So the game starts. Trash talk by the Cavaliers. No passing by Stacey Patton. Knicks lose. We go to the locker room. Poor attitude by the players during interviews. Wild Bill enters and says Eddie is the new coach of the team.
What?
I thought it was funny because they were like, let's interview her. And one of the interviewers goes, oh, Eddie, what's it like being a woman?
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
But that's the only question she answered. She's like, well,
it's both a very inappropriate question, but both, and then again, it's pretty appropriate actually.
Yeah, that is.
It is. It's like if you got into a crotch first accident and someone went, "How's your vagina?" Well, that is appropriate, but also it's kind of not appropriate to ask.
Why would that be what you're focused on? Because I understand why you're.
Oh, the car ran directly into my pussy. That is something you would be. Yeah, that's true. No, okay, fair game. So Eddie's, Next we go to the airport. Wild Bill offers Eddie $50,000 to finish the season.
And this is like clearly a scumbag move because,
dude,
immediately before, like, he's looking over salaries and he's like, oh, what's this? Their social security numbers?
Yeah.
No, that's their salaries. So all these coaches are like $1 million coaches.
Like 2 scenes before that, he goes to the play, goes, what does Stacey Patton get to play?
Yeah.
Meaning play a game. 43,000 plus a game. Die. Just I can live off that for a year, and you get that for doing one thing. You don't even have to win.
Yeah.
You just do it once.
Yeah.
And you can live how I live for a year. Fuck you.
Fuck you. And this was the 90s, so you know now that number.
Dude, I'm not even going to bring up the calculator to see what inflation. That's probably like $70,000 or something.
Oh, man. Just make yourself feel like garbage.
Jesus Christ. So, we go onto a plane, and Eddie's like, haha, I'm the new coach, and we could get along great. And Stacey Patton, if you just pass more, and other guy, if you shoot more, and third guy, you have a bad foul shot, and Hastings, you don't focus, and old Nate, you're the best player ever, but you're so old. Ivan make basket. Yes, Ivan make basket.
Ivan make a basket.
Ivan, not Ivan, yes. And who's the Gipper, asks the one dumb white guy on the team.
Which, I know you gotta have...
I get where the joke originates from.
Yes.
But I didn't understand any of the jokes they made with him.
I was like, yo, how is he in the NBA? That's all I wanted to know.
He's like, wait, who's the Gipper? And I go... Wait, hey, who is the Gipper now? Because I was pretty sure I knew definitely who it was, but now I'm not sure. Do black people have their own version of the Gipper? Like, they're like, they steal it from white people and go, this is our Gipper. Like, and that, like...
Who's Black Reagan?
Or is it like something else, like entirely? Like, is it some, what's she doing, man? You getting Gipper? Like, I don't know. Like, it blew my mind.
Maybe, like, white people are like, man, come on. Go out there and do it for the Gipper. And it's like, go out, give it your all, because that's Ronald Reagan, proud 1980s American. And black people are like, do it for the Gipper, which just means, fuck you, spit on the floor, I'm not doing shit because Reagan's a piece of garbage.
Well, first off, you're kind of agreeing with me in that black people took it and made it their own thing. Yeah, but also then, like, where is the confusion of who's the Gipper? Because in that context, it's
always Reagan.
It's still Reagan.
Yeah.
So why would it be like, man, you sure are white that you don't get that Reagan is Reagan in this context?
How do you not know who Reagan is?
That's why I was like, it's gotta be. Let me look up every rap song from 1995 and see what happened.
God.
Like, there's gotta be some lingo.
There's only one Gipper.
Wait, who is it then?
Well,
is it or is it the guy that Reagan was playing? Because it was based on a real man named like John Gipper from World War One.
Really? Nah, he doesn't exist no more. It's Reagan.
Whatever. So
wait, his nickname just came from a character he played?
Yeah, it was like his most famous character. Yeah.
Oh.
And that's why he was like, and then because that was like the most famous line of his most famous character, the most famous movie, he used it to get elected by going, "Let's do this for the Gipper, huh?" Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, yes.
Yo. Fucking. Turns out, we thought America was getting dumber. Nope. Always been dumb.
It has been evil since day one.
Yeah.
It has never not been evil and stupid and manipulative. Yeah, it's been...
No. We gotta listen. Our great founding fathers wrote that Constitution. That Constitution said we have a right to bear arms. Yeah, you know those people you're talking about literally owned other human beings, right? Well, that's changing the subject.
Why should we listen to the government today when the government 200 years ago already told us how to live?
Yeah.
Government, get out of my life. The government's doing fine.
Yeah. Old governments, they're showing us what's up.
Ugh. So we go back to the hotel rooms, and players bring ladies back to their rooms. Ooh. And Eddie, like, listens, like, outside of her door, and she's like, what? Ugh. What?
Huh?
Men having sex? I think this way, it happens a few other times in the film, but this is one of those times where you have to, like, go, oh, right. Whoopi Goldberg isn't gay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. I forgot. She's not. I totally forgot.
That's right. Ted Danson.
Yeah, I don't know why. She's just, it's like Ryan Seacrest. Not gay. Has a wife.
Oh.
I think he has a wife. But not gay. It's just one of those people you're like, all right.
Yeah.
I gotta like hear you say three things and then before I go, all right.
Oh, that's right.
Not gay. Also a communist. Gotcha. So we go to practice, and nobody is practicing. One guy's doing a photo shoot, one guy's sleeping, one guy's with his divorce lawyer. The only boat that doesn't rock is the one that's not going anywhere. Which means, do something about it, Eddie.
What? The only boat that... So all the other boats rock, except for the one that goes places?
I never understand any of the metaphors or analogies.
I don't understand the ocean.
Similes. Or the ocean. Let's just go back to the ocean. I don't understand sea anemones.
You're going to tell me all life came from the oceans? Why don't I have flippers, huh?
Trying to tell me Africa came from the ocean? I thought all life originated from Africa. So now Africa came from the ocean. All right, so we go to Spurs versus Knicks. We get a Dennis Rodman cameo. The players still won't listen to Eddie. They lose. In the locker room, she bursts in and goes, "You guys gotta listen to me!" And they're in the shower, and she laughs at Ivan's small penis.
He was wearing a towel.
I'm almost positive she was specifically laughing at Ivan's small penis.
No, but he was wearing a towel.
Well, then
the entire time.
Then she has X-ray vision or something. Or maybe she thought the towel was going to be bigger.
Like, she said, that's a tiny towel.
I thought you'd keep your penis by your knees. Like, You got that tiny towel for. So, news montage. People are interviewed about Eddie, including construction worker John DiMaggio, Ed Koch, and
Rudy
Giuliani at the time. Or maybe still. I don't know how it works.
One was the mayor, and one was the former mayor.
But who's the mayor now?
Now?
Yeah.
De Blasio.
Oh. I feel like for the last 80 years, it's been one of those three guys.
It was Ed Koch, then Rudy Giuliani, and then Bloomberg.
For the last 80 years.
Yeah.
So, it's just, I don't know. Get a new president every 4 years. I've heard about the same three mayors of New York
Yeah.
since before I've been born.
They just rotate.
Yeah.
Even the dead guy, like Ed Koch, his turn is next.
He's coming back. Ed Koch Jr. It's not his son. It's just Ed Koch.
He wears one of those beanie hats with the propeller.
Holds a giant multicolored lollipop.
Yeah. He goes, "How am I doing?"
So we go to Wild Bill's office. You can't quit, Eddie. I'm a Southern stereotype. Listen to these folksy idioms and gibberish. I'm glad I convinced you to stay. That's the whole scene. I don't know anything that happens in it. We go to the MSG locker room, and kids from the police basketball team meet the Knicks. That's the one that Eddie coaches on their day off, whatever. But they ignore the kids for women and lawyers. Eddie kicks everybody out and then talks like some truth into the players and then the Knicks. Like, you blah, 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 blah.
Paying thousands of dollars to come see you play.
Also, but at the same time, it's the Knicks' private locker room. You should probably announce before children enter. Like,
yeah.
Or, like, the press also.
Why
press
is anybody in there?
Like, it doesn't... this whole film is supposed to be like, you Knicks, you're garbage. But at the same time, well, it seems like they have a coach that doesn't really give a fuck about them or anything. The owner of the team just left.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, I'm the old owner, and here comes the new... He bounced and said, you'll see him at the next game. Like, at this point, like, at the start of the film, the Knicks don't know what their future is. And they're supposed to be happy about it.
It's like when the old owner sells the place, and you're like, "Hey, Sean, are we ever going to see you again?" And he's like, "I could break down outside, and I'll go somewhere else for help.
I'll die on the curb before I call you fucks again." Yeah, like, every basketball player on the team is like, is there a team anymore? Are we called the Knicks? Do we still live in New York? I don't know.
Where are we?
Concussions are pretty serious. They all have concussions.
But it's basketball. How badly can you get concussed?
I mean, let me elbow you in the head real quick and we'll see. Like,
oh, yeah.
Because those are legal. So, yeah. I'm talking sense into you. The Knicks, although, doesn't make sense or sense. Knicks versus Bucks. Knicks lose badly. Outside of MSG, Eddie waits for the old basketball player, Nate Wilson. Old Nate. She asks him if it was her fault that they lost. He says, there's an old saying, coaches lose and players win.
That's right.
Yeah.
We take the credit for the good stuff, and fuck you if we lose.
That's right. It's just like war. Who won that war? The soldiers. The good soldiers. Who lost that war? Fucking lame-ass general over there.
Really?
Couldn't play chess.
No, I don't think it works like that.
You blame the troops?
I think you blame the troops.
Well, that sentence alone is not a good thing to say, so I can't agree with it.
You haven't seen my bumper sticker? It's on the back of my car. It just says, blame the troops.
To be fair, they don't know the context that you use it in. Who baked this cake? It was the troops.
Blame the troops.
Blame the troops for anything positive. Who bought me this puppy? It was the troops. Hey, did you just bring my dad back from the dead so he could celebrate my birthday? No, that was the troops. Yeah, man, that's the new, like, army commercial.
Yeah. Is the troops.
It's the troops. Blame the troops.
But
USA.
they gotta bury the actual in the subliminal, like the warning the U.S. military does actually murder people, and you can blame the troops for that.
And you cannot. We take no blame for anything.
Yeah.
So, also Eddie needs to take more interest in the personal lives of players. So we go to practice, and Eddie's like, "All right, I'm gonna teach Ivan using Russian." And I need somebody to help me teach Ivan to not move his feet when somebody charges him. So Stacy Patton, drive the line against me. Okay. Boom! Knocks her over. Everyone presumes Eddie's dead.
Dead.
Dead! A dead human being.
Death, hallucination, onward.
Obviously, everything else. It's the only way it makes sense. So we go to the locker room and everyone's like, "Wow, good looks, coach. Can't believe you took that hit. That's pretty impressive. Good job. Wow." And Eddie's like, "So Terry Hastings, you have a divorce, huh? Yeah. Why? I cheated on my wife. Well, maybe you should beg for forgiveness, and that'll fix everything. Nah, but it might make it better. I don't know. Ha 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 ha." Next scene. Dude, we go to Knicks versus Kings. Ivan still moves his feet when he charges. That one white player is still stupid. A Kings player, I don't know which one.
How is that white dude in the NBA?
He forgets to take his pants off and then can't take them off.
And, like, trips on himself, stumbles all over, gets tangled up. But he's in the NBA.
It's white people. They got a lot of privilege.
That's really
what it is.
He's like, oh, but my dad, he's the old owner.
You know my dad, Phil Nix?
Yeah. My old Uncle Knickerbocker over there.
He was the one that came a-knocking. So, yeah. A Kings player explains what a black hole is mid-free throw. And Stacy Patton still doesn't pass the ball, so Eddie benches him and puts in old Nate, and he passes the ball, and they win.
Oh, literally, that was it. All he had to do.
What? Why can't the Knicks win? Is it their poor attitude? No. Is it the coaching? No. Is it their teammanship? No. Is it literally because they don't pass the ball to each other occasionally? No, that's it, 100%.
Yep,
yeah,
that's it.
That's 100% what it is. Winning montage, where we see Eddie win a game and then pick
it's just one
new male wardrobe, or no, a new male dancer, and then they win a game. It's just two. And then she picks out a new wardrobe, and a fat fan takes off his shirt and dances, and then Eddie dances with cheerleaders, and then she throws the ref's wig into the crowd. And we see some Arab accents sell a bunch of Eddie-related junk. And we see Asif Manvi and the kids from earlier to get like, "Oh yeah, go Eddie. We see construction worker John DiMaggio again. We see Donald Trump taking credit for her discovery.
Oh, well, it was his idea.
Of course. End of winning montage.
Yeah.
We go to the airport. The assistant coach mentions he was offered a job as a head coach, but turned it down. Next scene.
We want to promote you. Nah. Although, to be fair, assistant coach, doesn't look like he really does much. He just goes to the games and hangs out and watches.
Maybe that's...
He doesn't have to think or have the pressure of winning or losing, right? You lose, it's the coach.
Not the assistant coach.
No, not the
coaches lose, not assistant
not
coaches
assistant
lose.
coaches.
God bless that old saying.
Blame the troops, because it wasn't the assistant coach.
It wasn't the assistant coach. Blame the troops, not the assistant coach. So we go to a hotel room, and Eddie tries to put flowers into Hastings' room for his wife, because that was the one that got the divorce.
Yeah.
And Eddie sneaks a woman into his room. Or excuse me, Hastings sneaks a woman into his room. So Eddie hides under the bed and pops out before anything happens. But it turns out it's Hastings' wife, so everything's fine. Eddie leaves. Also, don't call me Coach anymore, because Coach is what he calls his penis.
That's weird.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, presumably that just implies that all he does is listen to his penis.
That's 100% what that joke is.
Yeah, okay.
Fame montage. David Letterman mentions her. Fans swarm her being Eddie, for autographs. The papers, the magazines, and the radio talk about her. Oh my God. Ivan is the new sponsor for Hooked on Phonics, which should have happened like a year and a half ago.
But,
What?
You really gonna start this dude on Hooked on Phonics? Like, how long has he been in America? He understands English. You just...
I don't know. All he says is Ivan make basket, which we'll get to later. Isn't even true.
No. Ivan, how did he get it? How did any of these guys get in the...
make it to the Knicks? Not only how did they make it to the Knicks, how did they make it to the Knicks, which at this time are like the greatest team in NBA history?
Well, second behind the Bulls.
This
is the 90s.
95, bro. It's like 95. That's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Dude, it's... So we go... What?
The only one... Oh, old Nate, I understand why he's on the team. Everyone else, what are you doing?
Nate is the only guy that I understand. Stacey Patton I can understand because he seems like he was a hotshot college, draftee or something like that.
And now he's just like, I'm the greatest. I'm going to do everything myself.
Mm-hmm. So, fine. We go to Stacey Patton, and he is taken to a practice game by Asif Manvi, but it's a game of street ball.
What?
And the locals mock him for being benched however many games ago. I guess he's still benched. And they challenge him to a game, best of 5. Stacey Patton wins. And an old black lady talks shit to Stacey Patton, but it turns out it's his mother. And Eddie called her. Aha. It never comes up again.
No, she shows up later.
Oh, she does show up later, but not in this context.
Actually, she shows up later and then just assaults Wild Bill.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. That's all she does is she shows up and assaults him. Nothing else. So we go to Wild Bill's office, and he gives Eddie the keys to a penthouse, which she can now afford because of her new $1 million contract, plus expenses over 3 years.
See, I actually just recently learned this, that the way a lot of salaries work in all the professional sports is really fucked up. Because they might say, hey, we're going to give you $1 million over 3 years.
Yeah.
But the first year, they'll pay you like $80,000. And then if they decide to cut you or you quit, oh, that's it. You didn't get the other half. You got to stay on. They're just saying, over 3 years, we'll pay you $1 million. We didn't say how we were going to disperse it. Capitalism. You got to love it.
Fucking... Who owns basketball teams? White people? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's white people.
Oh, man. Who would have thought? All right. So if she accepts, the Knicks move to St. Louis because he owns them. But no, you don't. You don't own the Knicks, and you don't own Eddie. New York owns them both. You don't understand roots with your lame 80s gimmick. But Bill says that he bought her and the Knicks, and he bought her because she's a clown, and he's going to ride her like a horse to money. He mixes his metaphors so badly, you can't even say that he's mixing metaphors, because you don't know what is a metaphor, and it doesn't...
You stop saying metaphors, you just started using the wrong words.
You can't pickle a pig if you don't have a cow to sit on. What? No, those aren't even words, let alone a saying.
I'm gonna stuff you like a clown and send you to the moon like a pile of gravy. What? A pile of gravy?
Is that a reference to the astronaut program from the 50s? I don't understand what that is. Are you saying I'm freeze-dried dust? What? So, yeah, I'm going to ride you like a horse to money. And she goes, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. And she gets into a cab and drives into the night. When she went, fuck you and the horse you rode in on, I was like, is that why they made his character ride a horse?
Just for this long?
Just for that fucking... Like, it makes the line so cheap.
Yep.
When it was a literal horse that he rode in on in the film. So...
Well, stop. I want to stop right here, because Wild Bill's plan is, hey, if the Knicks win, this is going to be great. We're going to move him to St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
This goes against my entire knowledge of moving sports franchises, which comes from the baseball movie Major League.
Yeah.
Which requires that you drive attendance down.
So you have a reason to sell.
Yeah, so you have a reason to sell and move the team. You don't say, hey, we have packed out stadiums. Let's go somewhere else where these people ain't.
Also, he just bought the team.
Yeah.
He's the new... Why is he trying to flip the Knicks? Like it's a fucking house.
Yeah.
He's gonna make on the market.
Yeah. It's one of those TLC shows.
That's why Trump was in this movie. He was like, I'll be in it if the villain tries to flip the Knicks for a cool $1 million.
I'll be in it, and I get the proceeds. Well, Mr. Trump, you realize it's a movie. It's you're not really
getting sold.
No, but my character, he'll get the $1 million. Yes, absolutely. Whatever you want.
All right, so we go back to Eddie's apartment, and she's watching home videos. It's from the kids' basketball team when they first started. It turns out it was her husband, the cop, that started it. He's dead now.
Killed in a basketball accident.
Gotta be. I don't know what it was. Killed in a dreaded newspaper writing incident. We needed an article to write, so your husband had to die.
Yeah, it was a slow news day, and nothing sells papers like a dead cop.
I mean, prove me wrong. So we go to Knicks Hornets, the final game. But where is Eddie? Old coach Dennis Farina and the assistant coach of the Knicks talk shit to each other. Wild Bill welcomes the buyers from St. Louis to his box. Eddie arrives just as they introduce the team and tells Coach Dennis Farina to blow her. Straight up.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't think you were going to make it in time. She goes, blow me. And walks away. Like,
we were having some fun, playful banter here.
It's always so weird. Because Whoopi Goldberg, she reminds me of like a Disney-style like actor, like a human being, where it's like, but she don't, like, Whoopi Goldberg, like, never curses.
Yeah.
It's like Robin Williams. Like, Robin Williams doesn't curse. But then you watch a stand-up, he goes, fucking fuck! Like, every fourth word. He goes, oh, he actually...
Then you watch the episode of SVU where he's a rapist, and you're like, oh. What? Oh.
Deep fakes. They're getting around.
See, I pretty much only really know Whoopi from Star Trek. Star Trek The Next Generation, she plays like the bartender who's like all wise, and that's who Picard goes to when he needs advice. So it's, you don't picture her as...
No, Whoopi Goldberg is the nun from Sister Act.
Yeah.
So a nun.
Well, but wasn't the whole gimmick...
I don't remember that part. I just remember her as a nun. I understand at the beginning, yes, she was a criminal that was hiding out.
But then she becomes a nun.
It's the nun part that I remember. Also, too, still a nun-ish, maybe. I don't really remember that part either.
Sister Act 2, still a nun.
Still a nun.
Yeah.
No, back in the habit. So Sister Act 2, a nun again. And then what else is she? She's like the mom to Buckwheat in the like 1998.
Yep.
And she was the friend in Ghost, like the medium in Ghost, right?
And she was the police officer in Theodore Rex.
No, nope, no, that didn't happen. We didn't do an episode about that. But like that's how you remember her. The mom, the wise sage, the medium, the one who could contact others. She's worldly, and when she's walking around going, "You a bunch of assholes," and blow me, you go,
Whoopi Goldberg.
Good Lord. Whoopi Goldberg. You're not gold at all. What's a really poor metal? Whoopi Copperberg.
Whoopi Runner-Up Berg. Because she didn't even qualify for a medal.
You're going like ribbon stature. I was going like hunks of metal, like gold, copper. I was gonna be like, oh, cubic zirconiumberg. So, where are we? Blow me, right. So the game starts. Basketball playing. Coach Farina calls a timeout and tells his players, you gotta hurt old Nate. So they do.
Yeah.
They fuck him up with one move. They tackle, like, remember before when Eddie got tackled and they were like, wow, I can't believe he didn't die. Well, Nate died. Yeah. That's why that was impressive, because old Nate fucking died. So we go to halftime and old Nate's knees are really bad.
Dude, he's more machine now than man.
He's more gauze than man. He's got like ace bandages under ace bandages under ace bandages, dude.
There's no kneecaps under there. That's just a wadded up ace bandage.
Just ace bandages and cotton balls. So we go back to the game. Old Nate is still playing. He was almost dead a scene ago.
He's running across the floor and you hear...
Yeah. So he falls and just dies like just an old horse who can't make it anymore. I've been running in the desert for 2 days. Dead. Stacy Patton's back in. He's willing to pass the ball, and he does. Back and forth, passing the ball. Hang on. Timeout. Assistant coach, I'm going to make a play real quick. Wow, I can't believe you're doing something. You're a great coach. Let's do what he said. We forgot that character needed growth. Okay. That's all it was.
You need one thing to do this movie.
And there it was. Wild Bill, I love this. Wild Bill, despite having investors in the box with him, changes his clothes. You see him like changing into a different tuxedo. I'm like, there's other dudes in there who might buy something, and like he just fucked him. That's what happened.
This is my start of business tuxedo. This is my end of business tuxedo.
You notice that this tuxedo has a butt flap. That's to entice you gentlemen for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, if the deal's not working out quite the way it should be.
I'll sell you this suit. It's really nice. It's got a butt flap. You can poop. Imagine not having to take your pants off when you poop at wedding. That is great, sir. That is an investment we can all appreciate. So, timeout. I think the timeout is called by, who was it? The Hornets coach, Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina.
But Eddie uses it to walk out and tell the crowd, oh, by the way, Wild Bill's going to sell the team when we win. So, thanks, Wild Bill, you big jerk.
Yep.
And everyone's like, what? Spill out onto the court in solidarity with the Knicks, including the Hornets.
Including the Hornets, the fans, the security police, everything.
Dude, Dennis Farina, like, all the people.
Does he go out? I don't think...
he does. He goes, can you believe this? I can't believe they're doing this. And walks out there. Like, I was like, that was all right. But in true New York fashion, not everybody empties out. Some people are like, I don't really like the Knicks. I know I bought tickets to see them, but fuck them. Let's see what happens. Look, I'll stay up here, see how it plays out.
Well, let's be real. Like that, I'd be like, I'm way up here. By the time I walk down there, you guys are probably going to be done anyway.
Some people did. Some people did. So, Bill comes...
You guys just walking out to say you walked out. You don't even care.
I mean, what are they going to say? No, you weren't? I walked out. I was there. I remember we all walked out, the whole place.
I was in the back. You didn't see me on TV.
I was behind the horse. The horse walked out, too.
I was in the horse costume.
I wish it was a horse costume. Yeah. It was a real horse in sneakers. So Wild Bill walks down and says, he literally says, why would I sell when I can make so much money here?
Yeah! We're a bunch of rubes!
Capitalism!
He's like, why would I sell when I could just make so much money raising the ticket prices here? Yes! Take our money. Take our money. Oh, what's that? You work 2 jobs, 12 hours a day each, 6 days a week? Yeah, you keep paying for those Knicks tickets.
Yeah. So, I'd never sell. Let's play the game. Coach Farina goes, right. Ivan always moves his feet. So charge him and, okay, do that.
So, I don't understand basketball.
I don't either.
Is it, if his feet are moving, you can just bowl right through them
I think,
and it's legal?
Yeah, I think what it is the guy goes to make a basket.
Yeah.
And you can't toss yourself into another player. So if he moves, then he was moving. He was walking around. It's not
in the way.
But if he doesn't move his feet you crash into him, that's a tackle in a sense. I am guessing. I have no knowledge of basketball. This is the logic I am trying to apply to this.
God.
It must be something like that where if you're not moving on the court, then they can't say oh, well, you purposely ran into his. I was there and he ran into me, and I didn't move. I was standing there the whole time.
I was minding my own business.
And he fucking bullseyed towards me because he's a dick. It's foul, somehow. And so I think that's what it is. It's you can't do that because it's a dick move, so it's a foul.
Got it.
And because of that, they do that, and Ivan doesn't move his feet this time, and they crash into him. So it's a foul. The basket that the Hornets made doesn't count, which means the lead that the Knicks already had continues, and they win.
Because the buzzer sounded.
Yeah, they weren't like, oh my God, we're in the lead. They were like, well, I don't know, man. We still might lose this one. Like, it's anybody's game. And
stand still.
Yeah, just play out the clock.
Yeah.
And you win. No, that's not honorable enough. You know what's honorable enough? Winning by taking a foul.
Yeah.
I
okay.
couldn't. So they win. Knicks win. The basket doesn't count. Stacey Patton's mom shows up and beats the shit out of Wild Bill with his own hat. Knicks are going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
The way this whole movie was going, I thought Knicks were going to win the play. They were the champions. No, now they're in the playoffs. This is the start of their journey that they still have to go on.
No, they watched Major League and were like, oh, we'll do that. Because in Major League, they take the team from last, and then at the end, it's like them getting into, like, they win the pennant to go to the World Series.
In the last, it doesn't.
Yeah, but they were like, they're awful, they're doing terrible.
That's my problem with this film, is this film takes things that people really shouldn't care about and go, oh, isn't that the worst? The Knicks, are they the worst team ever? Nah, they're not. I mean, they're okay.
They're all right.
They're all right. Oh, but isn't that the worst? They made it to the playoffs. Yeah, they did that last year and the year before. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the playoffs. Wow. Yeah, you guys are 4-time champions. That's not a big deal. What are
win
you
the championship, and then we'll do a big parade.
It didn't. That's the same thing. Like when old Nate was like, you gotta take an interest in the players' lives. Like, is this fucking movie trying to tell me that basketball players are people too? Like, is that the fucking message you're trying to give to me?
No, just because they're multi-millionaires, you should respect.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada,
no,
yada.
they make fucking... I don't even know the number. They make what I make in a year, in a day. Fuck them.
Yeah.
That's the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
And they get half the year off.
Yeah,
Right.
and they don't...
They only play the season.
Also, another part of the film, I left this part out at the very end. Old Nate, too broken to play, knees are just demolished.
Yeah.
We win, we're going to the playoffs. I'll lift Eddie up in joy and jump up and down with her. Yay!
Oh, he was faking it.
Dude.
You know what it is? He didn't want to be because he was leading the team. If they lost, it was kind of on him.
No, coaches lose.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not playing.
Troops lose.
That's
Troops lose. Generals win.
Generals win. That's that's probably
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have the answers on yours?
Yes.
Oh, I guess I sent the wrong. So did all this time did you have a bunch of parentheses under like all your shit that was like full of jokes that I was supposed to be saying?
They win because of a technical
Yeah,
foul. How is that?
I sent you my copy, and I had your copy. All right. So why don't you tell me what my sequel is, seeing as how you have it written down over there?
All right, hold on. We got to do... All right, yeah. So... your sequel.
Yeah, my sequel, yeah.
Years later, Eddie has had a successful career, and she's decided to retire. She goes back to coaching the local youth team, but she's having trouble getting control of them. Life is tough for old Eddie. Meanwhile, in Toon World, Bugs and crew have gotten old, and their kids are playing the game their parents are so good at. But an alien race of intergalactic basketball players known as the Larfang System Trotters shows up and challenges them to a game. They don't stand a chance. The only thing that can help them is the Toon Kids is the best coach in Knicks history, Coach Eddie.
Yes. Yeah. Eddie is the coach for Toons.
Of the like new Toon Squad.
The new Toon Squad, yeah. And at the end, it turns out there's... oh, no, that was a different one. Yeah, no, it's the real... It's the Harlem Globetrotters that I ripped off. And they're all in it, and they play the Fairlands Trotters, and at the end, they're like, well, it's just the love of the game, y'all.
So wait, The Harlem Globetrotters.
Are the Fairlank System Trotters.
Got it.
That's where that was from.
Got it.
And so we bring them in. I feel like they should be in more television. Remember back in like the 80s when they were in everything?
I just remember growing up and like they would have the Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, they were in
show,
cartoons.
and like every other episode, it's like, oh, gosh, gang, who's gonna help us? It's the Harlem Globetrotters and Adam West.
Some of them were some of them were mildly believable and like, oh look, it's Don Knotts. Not the character Don Knotts plays, it's Don Knotts. Oh, yeah. Look, it's the Harlem Globetrotters. Some of them are like, oh, look, it's the Addams Family. Yeah. It's like, what? What? I know Scooby-Doo is a cartoon, but why are they bringing fictitious characters into the show? Like, it's just... It didn't make sense.
Well, I understand if you're bringing in real-life superheroes like Batman.
Yeah.
What are you going to bring in cartoon characters for?
Crazy. It's just craziness. All right, so my sequel is Space Jam 2. Eddie, so what is your sequel?
My sequel was basically Major League, where she...
That's this movie, though.
Well, yeah, but she goes...
But Eddie gets naked in a cardboard cutout? Like, what?
Nah, it's just she has to, like... She's done so well with the Knicks, and she's done it all, and, you know, she's they go on to win the championship, and then she stops, and then Wild Bill ends up buying a baseball team, and he's like, Eddie, you'd worked wonders. I need you to...
Dude, why would Eddie ever work with Bill again?
Yeah, but it all worked out.
All right, fine.
Why do you go back into work when your boss is there every day?
I asked myself that question.
He's the one signing them paychecks. Oh, that's right.
Whatever. All right, fine. It makes total sense then. All right, don't read the answers. Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't read any of the answers.
Uh-oh.
Naked in math class.
Uh-huh.
Ivan make basket. How many baskets did Ivan make?
Yeah, I read that. It's one.
It's
You
one,
can
yeah.
switch on screen.
Yeah, they during the practice, like right before she's like, Ivan, like, and she speaks to him right. He shoots it, and you hear swish.
But it's off screen, so he might have just gotten the net.
He could have just went swish with his hand.
No, like he goes.
Oh,
low
he could have hit it and just
hit the net.
So maybe one then.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
Yeah, unconfirmed one.
All right, so number 2 is question: how many hair jokes were there?
Oh boy. There weren't that many.
There weren't, but there was enough that I was like,
I remember
for how little actual jokes there are. Like
they had the Statue of Liberty with the hair thing. I'm gonna say 6.
Oh, I didn't count the Statue of Liberty one.
Oh.
But now that I do, it is 6.
Yeah!
That's crazy. In the beginning, like before she even like gets into the game, she says the assistant coach has a bad rug.
Yeah.
One of the guys has a logo in his head. They call him Logo Head. $1.99 rug, bad rug, throw the rug. Like it's a lot of just, you have a bad rug, this guy has a bad rug. But she says it enough that I'm like, why is she the queen of hair? Like, what is she? Why is she being the gatekeeper of hairdos? So, and finally, how much on-screen basketball was there?
Like minute-wise?
Yeah, sure.
Most of it. How long is the movie? The movie is...
Actual basketball playing, and not like if someone just shoots a basket at like a hoop. Actual playing.
18 minutes.
No, actually, there was only about 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, like 9:40, give or take. Yeah,
it felt like a lot more basketball.
It really did.
I think you described this movie as it's like Major League, but without the jokes. And I think you might have said without character.
Well, no, I think it was Major League without the comedy and without the sex. I think I said.
Yeah, but also without any of the likable characters.
Absolutely,
because like Major League, you had Willie Mays Hayes, you had Charlie Sheen's guy, the Wild Thing Vaughn. Mm-hmm. You had the old Tom Berenger, like he's got them
Koch,
busted.
Yeah,
he's got them busted catcher knees, but he's still holding in there.
Oh no, him,
yeah. You had Dorn, who was like, he's the preppy like rich guy. He's not working for that. So there's a couple.
What Mambo? What's the guy's name? Jumbo.
Yeah. Sereno.
The
giant
he worshipped
Cuban.
Jumbo or something like that, right?
Yes. Yeah, the voodoo guy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, There's a lot of characters you like, that guy's cool. This had Stacey Patton,
Yep.
Old Nate,
Yep. Yvonne,
yeah,
dumb white guy.
Terry Hastings, and dumb white guy, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And they didn't, and Terry Hastings didn't have a character. He was just a human being. He was the only human being on the team.
Yeah.
Well, except for Old Nate. Old Nate was also
Old
a
Nate
person.
was also just.
But he was just like a wise sage character.
Yeah.
He didn't really, like, it was weird. Yeah, but it really felt like a major league type.
But without any of the.
Yeah.
Don't worry about those characters. We got Whoopi.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, why would you make this? Because Billy Crystal didn't want to be in this film. That
really?
was it, yeah.
This was supposed to be
The film was called Ed, and it was for Billy Crystal. And he didn't want to do it. And looking at I can kind of be like, I feel like this probably is a Billy Crystal film.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like him going, would be a lot of the
humor.
humor.
He would have played up the whole, like, like Jewish-y...
he certainly would have done something. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, like the whole neurotic, like the Woody Allen, Billy Crystal, they always, like, it's always the same.
Because, actually, you know what? When she goes onto the plane, and she's like, Mr. Hastings, I love you. Maybe if you passed more.
Yeah.
That was a very Jewish, I mean, Goldberg, she is Jewish, but she doesn't play it up.
Yeah.
She doesn't play, like, she doesn't Jew it up, you know? Like.
Yeah.
What's another way you could say that?
An acceptable way.
Make with the yarmulke. I don't know. No. Come on. Schlemiel or Schlemazel.
Yeah, sure. Go with that.
So, yeah, Billy Crystal was a star in the 90s, in case you don't know who that is. Just in case nobody knows who that is.
Yeah, remember he was in...
My Giant?
The Quest for Curly's Gold or whatever it was.
Yeah.
City Slickers.
Even though the first one was good, people only remember the second one. It's weird.
Yeah. Remember that? Where they just made a movie series and they just started at 2? That was crazy, right?
You remember that film that was so good it warranted a sequel? No, but I remember that shitty sequel, dude. Oh, boy. All right, yeah, so Billy Crystal said no, and Whoopi Goldberg said, yeah, why not?
All right.
I was just in Burglar. Can't be worse than that. Burglar. Where she plays a burglar. I don't know. There has to be more to it than that, but that's all I know and is warranted with knowing.
I'm trying to think of other Whoopi Goldberg movies I've seen.
Like The Color Purple was her best movie and her first movie or something like that. Like
I haven't
it was
seen that.
Like it's not like it's all movies that you're like, ugh, why?
I know there's one where she teaches the kid to blow on the stoplight to make it change colors.
See? The motherly figure that's just full of love.
Yep.
Assholes.
Fuck you.
And she in powder? I don't know.
That specific horse that you rode in on, right there.
That one over there. What's his name? I don't like that name. I'm not going to mention it. So, whatever. Okay, fine. That was Eddie. Oh, boy. Please join us next time along with Francis McDormand, Martin Sokas, and Charlize Theron in the 2005 sci-fi action Aeon Flux. That's the one Huge wants to do. He said it was the worst film he'd ever seen.
Like the worst, straight up worst film.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I've heard it's really bad.
So, Aeon Flux next time. VictoryProWrestling.com, what do you have?
Victory Pro Wrestling returns live to Center Ridge, Long Island, New York, March 10th, I believe. Yeah, March 10th for the Blood, Sweat, and...
11?
No,
13?
It's more than that.
15?
It's 13 or 14 or 15 years. I don't know. You do the math.
Blood, Sweat, and aught years.
And dickety years.
Yes.
Yes, so Victory Pro Wrestling returns live to Center Ridge, Long Island, New York. You can check out more on VictoryProWrestling.com, but we do know that the Hurricane is going to be in attendance.
Hurricane Helms.
Yes, Hurricane Helms.
What is his "My name is Matt, I don't want to be sued" name?
No, I think he might own
Hurricane Helms.
Hurricane Helms.
That's cool. You were there for that, right? My name is Matt.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Spike Dudley comes out to a
Yeah.
wrestling event, and the announcer goes, "Please welcome Spike Dudley," and he immediately grabs the mic and goes, "My name is Matt. I don't want to get sued." Because I guess WWE owns the Spike Dudley copyright.
Other than that, you can follow me at TheJDelta on Twitter. And then I think you can, victoryprowrestling.com.
Sure. VictoryProWrestling.com. Also, WWYMT.com for all things Why Would You Make This? Free episodes. If you don't want to use iTunes or Google Play, both of which we are on.
How did you hear us?
Yeah, I don't understand how, if you don't want to use the things that you're using to listen to us, how are you listening to us? It doesn't make any sense. Also, check out our YouTube, where we put puppet videos and clips of this show on. The intro music is Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris.
Which was then named Chill Harris, and then back to Kill Paris.
That whole Paris thing's over now. It's okay.
They're like, we've had like 12 shootings since then. Yeah,
I don't need
it's all good.
Think there's any rappers named Parkland? Gotta change my name to like Freeburg Heights.
Yeah. What's the town over?
That
that one had a shooting too?
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Change my name to Rapper 12.
Columbine Jones. What? Really?
When? A whole movie? Really? Okay, so for J Delta, I am Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.